may have, and our resilience against discrimination, against domination, against oppression, against colonization.
Even the other media houses who covered the independence celebrations, like West Africa Magazine, they were equally pessimistic about Gambia's future. In fact, their cover story was the Gambia goes it alone. The Gambia goes it alone. Okay, you know, and if you read the article, you see that the author, their special correspondent who covered the independence celebrations, he was definitely, very pessimistic. He said, there was only one crop. Okay, the civil service, was being, manned by white, okay, by British, because there were few qualified Gambians. Okay, he looked at the, the life expectancy, which was extremely low. Okay, the literacy rate of less than 10%. Okay, and the fact that there was no road network in 1965. People, travel along the River Gambia, on the Lady Ride, which would make the trip, to Basse or Fatoto, once in every 10 days.
Gambian intellectuals Dr. Sajar Tal and Hassoum Ceesay talking about the history behind independence. February 14th each year is set aside globally as 1 billion rising. Here in the Gambia, Gamco Trab combined efforts with its partners to renew their resolve to end in violence against women. As Fatmata Simaha tells us, celebrants at the event were unanimous in their call for a wider societal support and greater commitment to end in gender-based violence and discrimination.
A colorful ceremony held at the Tango premises began with a march past along Kairaba Avenue to its headquarters in Kanifing. Heads of the national gender agencies once again converged to draw the bottom line on needs to intensify efforts to ending all forms of violence against women and girls. The year's commemoration premise on the catchphrase 1 billion rising is poised to see greater partnership involving a wider cross-section of society in registering landmark achievement in gender equality drive and curtailing significant gender-based violence. Addressing the gathering, Usman Yabo, Executive Director Tango, said the most important part in ending violence is through freedom, hard work and commitment. Yabo called on celebrants to join forces to end all forms of violence against women and girls.
You are the Mandela of the Gambia. We must continue to fight for our basic rights. We must continue to make sure that we are not oppressed. We must continue to make sure that girls, boys, women are given their rights and their rights are not violated.
Madi Jobate, chairperson of the ceremony, gave an overview of the importance of the day. He said it was initiated by playwright and activist Eve Ensler. The movement calls for an end to violence and for justice and gender equality.
The whole idea of VA Day, therefore, emerged out of this contradiction, this realization, and therefore the need to rise up to translate this love into real partnership, into a relationship that is founded on mutual respect, and so on and so forth. So this is the background. And so since the Vagina Monologues was published, it became a bestseller, and various efforts have been going on in all parts of the world to promote the rights of women and girls.
Jobate therefore stressed the need to end all forms of violence against women and girls. Violence against women happens in all surroundings that needs collective efforts to end all forms of violence against women and girls. This was the opinion of Mary Small, Senior Program Officer, Gamco Trap.
Statistics of violence against women are grave and needs urgent attention. For example, the United Nations reports have stated that more than 1 in 3 women have experienced at least an incident of domestic violence by a current or former partner. In addition, about 800,000 women are sexually assaulted, and every year And every week, over 15,000 women are also sexually assaulted.
Small also harp on the tremendous achievements registered under her organization to eradicate all forms of violence against women and girls. UNFPA have always been a crucial partner in the fight against gender-based violence and discrimination, stated Fatou Kinte, who also touched on the main root causes of violence and how their organization is playing a key role to sensitize the masses through radio programs hosted by the officers. She further revealed that plans are on the way to create gender units at the police premises.
Most countries have signed and ratified the International Convention for the Elimination of All Forms of Violence Against Women, CEDAW, as well as the Protocol to the Africa or Banjul Charter on Human and People's Rights on the Rights of Women in Africa, and also the Convention on the Rights of the Child. However, in spite of these provisions, millions of women and girls are still subject to abuse.
She observed that FGM has serious health complications on girls who undergo the practice, adding that the need to abandon it cannot be overemphasized. J.C. Da Costa, a member of the Young Talented organization, cited a poem entitled Early Marriage and FGM. J.C. called on all to put hands on deck to stop all forms of violence against women and girls.
I urge you to stand and listen. I don't simply mean for you to stand up, but I simply mean you stand on your ground as you listen to this poem, so that you can also stand for your sisters, your mothers, and your members of your family.
Recent years have seen much progress in ensuring gender equality and ending gender-based violence, but experts are with the opinion that much needs to be done, and they believe that achieving the desired target will need even more public and private commitment in both human and material resources. Fatoumata Simaha, GRTS.
Lamin Women's Horticultural Garden is one important player in vegetable production. Well, the facility, despite its numerous benefits, is grappling with the problem of inadequate water supply, which is also hindering productivity. GRTS's Khadijatu Jallo visited the vegetable garden, where members spoke about some of their challenges.
Garden is among those projects funded under the Gambia Lowland Development Project GALDEP. Members say about 100 women with the help of their children toil on this vast area of land as their livelihood source. Committee member Joko Bojang commended President Jammeh for bringing such a magnificent project to the doorstep of Lamin women. Given the size of the garden coupled with the different vegetables cultivated here, Joko believes the yield would have been higher if not for the limited water supply they experience. That scenario, in fact, was aggravated by the recent stealing of 4 of their solar panels. Joko's plea for help from the head of state and other philanthropists was reinforced by Binta Antoni Baji, who sounded optimistic that with assistance in the form of electricity, water supply could be enhanced. Khadijatu Jallo, GRTS.
The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, in collaboration with a team of specialists from Wasu Clara's Foundation Mission, wishes to inform the general public that they will offer surgical services on ear, nose, throat conditions from the 8th to 15th March 2014. A press release from the Health Ministry indicates that the mission is targeting 50 patients, 25 patients with cleft palate, lip or face malformation, and 25 others with tumors on the face or neck. The general public is hereby informed that people with ear, nose, throat conditions should report to their nearest facilities for screening by doctors. Upon screening, the release says they will be referred to the Serekunda General Hospital for proper screening before operation prior to the 1st of March 2014. Members of the Clara's Foundation team can treat the following pathologies: face and neck malformations, cleft lip, palate lip, face and neck tumors, hearing loss management, hearing aid adaptations. They will also offer hearing aids for free. Facial reconstruction surgery, parotid gland tumors, thyroid surgery, and oral surgery. Dates for screening at Serekunda Hospital is from the 4th to 28th February 2014, and date of operations is from the 8th to